I didn't know exactly what happened. All I know is the car went up the racetrack and hit the wall, but I didn't know what happened.
They said that Sam was already starting to turn blue, and they got him out of the race car. Took a while to extract him.
When a doctor walks up to you and tells you your husband has a 30% chance of living, and he didn't know which way it was going to go.
And just seeing him laying in the hospital bed, I mean, that was my daddy.
Rockingham, October 20th, 1984. The day a glorious career virtually ended. Sam Ard would race again, briefly. But with the knowledge that another big hit would likely take his life, he chose living over racing. This is the story of the day Sam Ard was nearly lost, and the days since.
The car was running fine. There wasn't nothing wrong with my car. It was just another guy went out and blew a water hose off and went the racetrack down. And they didn't get the caution flag out in time. And we hit the water and the car didn't turn. And I went up and hit the wall.
Took him to the hospital, and he'd made some improvement. But in the aftermath of all that, the doctors advised his wife to put him in a nursing home because they thought he was pretty much done for as far as being a normal human being, basically.
No way I could see him going there. My father was in a nursing home, and I couldn't see my husband being there too. My only concern was that if, is my husband gonna live? And when you stand there and you watch your daughter back up against a wall and stare at two doors, crying her heart out, is my daddy gonna see my children? I don't. And as of right now, I guess I still cry about it. I don't talk much about it.
I can remember going to school and people having to take us to school because when we got off the school bus, people would be waiting out in the parking lot trying to talk to us, find out. And I can remember kids coming asking me, is your daddy retarded? Is he ever going to walk? And we would get mad.
I used to take a walker and I'd walk down through the woods. There's a sawdust pile behind my house back in the woods. And I used to go back there and I could walk on that sawdust pile without the walker, because if I fell, it didn't hurt me. And I walked up and down that sawdust pile until I learned how to walk again.
Honey, I had to go to the Lord in prayer a whole lot. We prayed a lot to make everything work. If it wasn't for him, it wouldn't have worked. We wouldn't be where we are today.
In NASCAR circles, the word family is used to the point of being almost a cliche. But no family is a greater embodiment of the word's definition. There is no adjective that can do justice to the adversity this family has overcome. The happy ending conclusions may seem easy to draw, but the pain is not, and may never be, completely gone.
It's been 18 years, and I don't know. I still have mixed emotions about how I feel about when it happened, because there were so many, the track would call and say that Sammy blew the motor. It was his fault, it wasn't ours. NASCAR was, indicating it was Sammy's fault, it wasn't theirs. I really and truly didn't understand why they were calling me and telling me all this, because I had no intentions of fighting with them.
And I know it hurt my family. But it's like I told my mama, she said, after 18 years, why does it still bother me? I said, Mama, you about lost, the only man that you loved, the person that you were going to grow old with, you about lost him. And what happened was a life-altering. I mean, everything that we knew stopped.
Sammy's not going to be the only one that's gotten hurt. They've been several of them hurt and killed in 18 years. And they need someone to help back them up, those wives, those children,
we lost somebody that we thought was the greatest person, but we didn't. I mean, we got somebody even better in return, because the man that we thought we knew, we didn't know at all.
It was hard. A lot of for a long time there, it was hard. He doesn't remember Christmas at all. He doesn't remember his son getting his arm broke. And there was just so many things he didn't remember.
He's so proud. He was such a good race car driver, and his story is so, I don't want to use tragic as a word, because when I think of Sam Ard, I don't think of tragedy. I think of a very good race car driver and a very proud man now.
I mean, he still has his pride, but he lost a lot too, because it seems like people lost their respect because he couldn't perform for them. And that's not fair, because he's every bit of the man that he was when he drove that race car. And the way we look at him now, he's more than that. He's humble, and he's the greatest dad that any person could possibly ever have. And he didn't have to drive a race car to do that.